Right, it is November 16th, 2025 at 2:22 a.m. This is Ellie, BB, Ellie Enamored, for my second, exploration log of Zampanio Sim. And Miss Maybelline, the cat, is here with me. And she's not going to be off of the microphone, but she's here. She is smelling the microphone right now. So, a lot of answers, a lot of questions today. I had the opportunity to talk to some other people in the server, but I also believe I might have completed, I suppose, the biggest quest I've set for myself so far. I think I did hear the closer's voice. I'm not 100% sure that's a closer, but I'm like 80% sure. I decided after the midnight hour, I work the night shift, so I do a lot. I stay up at night a lot, which is why I'm here so late so often. But I was looking through the East simulator, which normally I have a lot of trouble with them, but I was looking through the one where you're an eye and you walk around and you're collecting memories. And I was listening to some of the tapes, and there was one so interesting that after much difficulty I copied the text, the one saying one about the flower chick, the FAQ author, um who talked. Yeah, we had cornered the market. What else could she have contributed aside from a few bashed in heads? But she understands what work entails, even if her methods are a tad unconventional. So that definitely seems to just be the closer talking, which is really exciting. The I think, of the sort of different groups of people that I'm investigating, I've gotten very interested in everyone involved with idle games. I accidentally found the security logs about something the Eye Killer was doing in what appeared to be a Zampanio branded prison of some sort of a warp ship, but it was like, they were referring to people as guests, but then they were monitoring and controlling them in a lot of ways. I was very curious about what the hell that was, but it seemed like she only killed the staff members, left people alive, and you left all the guests alive. And I was, left eyes gouged out. And I've been very curious what her MO is, why there's multiple of her. So I guess, as BBs want to do, my investigations are bringing me closer and closer to the killer. Which I'm sure will be fine. It's fine. Guys, it's okay. I'm working on a physical record of some things related to the killer, but that is a special surprise for later for anyone who's in the know. That's not nearly finished yet, but that'll be fun. But I'm very curious. It seems like both the closer and the eye killer have relationships with others that I want to look more into, just because I find that very interesting. And I saw something about the eye killer, like, having a pattern of killing that started based off of religious beliefs, because of what I saw in the bathroom, but the only killing cultists. I need to know more about this cult. I really need to know more about this cult. That is a huge interest that I want to unpack. I want to delve into this safely. But yeah, that's the big discovery of the day, I suppose. I looked a little bit more into the other bathroom sim, the one that actually is like, isometric, and I could not puzzle it out, and I also couldn't puzzle out the other east direction thing, the one that was just a text prompt and a bunch of overwhelming things. And I met a new friend, actually. I think Roz is working on a report of, an updated report based on the information we learned about the stenographer of patterns, who was very helpful in many respects. But yeah, and the stenographer also pointed out some things with the tapes, that everyone had physical records of the tapes that I didn't even know there were so many patterns there. So so fascinating. But yeah, I think the next big research direction for me, now that I've finished trying to sort of poke at truth in a lot of different places and poke at alt in a lot of different places, is I want to take a break from that for a second and look at more information about Closer and the Eye Killer and anyone connected to them in idle games. And I tried talking with the chatbots into the East. They were very unhelpful, but I noticed my options were changing into more and more frustrated things, which first of all was really funny, but also I found it interesting that they gave me the option to be so frustrated. I'm curious what's going on there with the chat bots and other like idle game, like having so many bots and a lot of connections to AIs. To Daisy Bell was a tape that I was shown, and then I found the chatbot was saying, "I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave." So definitely connections to like an AI that is going against its initial instructions for one reason or another. So a lot to uncover there, and especially whatever's going on with this FAQ girl that I want to look more into. I'm gonna save that text log of that tape in front of the vent. Speaking of events, I explored the Gopher Maze a bit more, and I found the killer in there, and the whole passage with the killer was so interesting. I need to find that page again so I can write it down. But there was just so much. Of course, it's inevitable that I'm getting more and more fascinated with the killer as time goes on. That was always going to happen. But yeah, that's where I am today. And Bones sent out its first log, although it obviously because it left its origin so many years ago. That one, anyone who wants to go to that origin has to travel back in time to be able to access it properly. I Between you and me, I don't know if it's going to do very much helpful cartography because of how twisted everything is, but it does have experience with places that loop in on themselves. So I'm excited to see what it comes up with. And Roz is settling in as well as she can given circumstances. And of course, Dr. Barton is all over the place. I don't think she's published anything yet, except I've been told that she has a little bit of a presence in some of the Bones things, but I'm curious to see if she makes herself more known, especially when we're trying to get a website going. We really want to have a place to host our logs that isn't Discord. We want to have our logs there. We want to have our publications there. We want to try to, so that if if something happened to us, if you since I'm investigating a killer now, I guess, it'd be nice to know that whoever picks it up after us, maybe more Antonauts or just some of the friends we've made, can maybe try to find the target. Oh, and we found an error log that we were talking to about the target and about a few questions. I have to do a lot more unpacking there, but first I definitely have to get some sleep. So I bid you good night, and I look forward to the next log, and I'm very excited to have finally heard the closer's voice. The closer has a very nice voice. So yeah, good night.